The FWA announced the first matches for the London MCM Expo and European Uprising, respectively. We discussed the various TV projects currently in the works as British wrestling heads into a new golden era of television. And we bring you more online content than ever as Frontline itself moves into a brand new format. All that and more on this week's show. Hello, I'm Len Davies and welcome to Frontline. After weeks of speculation, the FWA management have announced the first matches for the London MCM Expo and European Uprising. Yet it appears that management have decided to throw their plans of crowning a flyweight and tag team tournament champion at European Uprising completely out of the window. With more on this breaking story, here's Francesca Wood.
Thanks, Len. Yes, the plans to crown two sets of new champions at European Uprising now appear to be completely off the cards at this point. Last week I brought you the exclusive comments from both Rockstar Spud and Johnny Storm regarding a proposed ladder match for the Wonder Kid name. A rivalry that's been growing into one of the biggest in British wrestling. This week I once again caught up with FWA Head of Content Alex Shane, who promised me that I would be the first to know as soon as the matches for both Expo and Uprising were ready to be announced. I'm pleased to say that Alex did not disappoint me. I'm sat here once again with FWA Head of Content Alex Shane. Alex, you told me that I'd be the first to know of any of the matches announced for Expo or Uprising. Have you come up with anything yet?
Well, we have indeed, Francesca. I've got a match for Uprising for you, the very first match, and I've also got the first match for the MCM Expo. So which one would you prefer?
Well, considering Uprising, it's the biggest thing in FWA history, I'd like to know that, please.
Well, okay, well, as soon as you sort of, I wouldn't say you provoked this situation from occurring, but on last week's show you were quite instrumental in it coming about. We made a decision on the Rockstar Spud and Johnny Storm match. I'm here today to exclusively say that the first match for European Uprising will be the Wonder Kid Johnny Storm against the Rockstar Spud, not in the flyweight title tournament final. It's actually going to be the ladder match that both Johnny and Spud requested. It's going to be a ladder match for the name of the Wonder Kid. That match is going to take place at European Uprising.
Okay, and how about Expo then?
An Expo, we've decided for London Expo we needed to really sort out the tag team title tournament situation. And Expo is a big deal for us. It's the road to Uprising. And we need a big match to start off with. So it will be the rematch from the tag team title tournament, which will be the Cartel, Charles Samuels and Terry Fraser taking on the Agenda's team of Joel Redmond and Yeston and Reese. We're going to give those guys another opportunity. So it's almost like we're scrubbing what happened in the first match, and we're going to give these guys a rematch and see who's going to qualify to the next round.
So it's official. The Rockstar Spud and Johnny Storm will fight for the name that Storm has made famous around the globe for over a decade. That being the Wonder Kid, and they will do it in a jaw-dropping ladder match at European Uprising. Plus the Agenda will take on the Cartel in an FWA Tag Team Title Tournament rematch at London Expo. Don't forget that the FWA's Road to Uprising at the London Expo takes place on Saturday the 30th and Sunday the 31st of October. The FWA present European Uprising at the Birmingham NEC on November the 20th as part of Memorabilia Weekend. Back to you, Len.
Thanks, Francesca. After months of tweaking our format to see what the fans prefer, FWA management have this week made big changes to Frontline. From now on, Frontline will be a much shorter news show, while the various new matches, interviews and archive bouts will be added separately to the FWA YouTube channel. This new format will allow fans to keep up to date with the latest news without having to watch matches that they may have already seen, making it easier to be a fan of the FWA online. And what a fitting match we've chosen to launch it with.
And reversal, Johnny Storm with a wrist lock, AJ Styles over, AJ with a wrist lock of his own. Johnny Storm rolling through, takes AJ's wrist, he's got the wrist.
Arm drag there, and it looks like AJ's, no, moving on to the best now, swinging arm drag. They've managed to speed up the pace.
Leg sweep there on AJ Styles. AJ Styles with a leg sweep of his own on Johnny Storm. A roll out, a nip up.
And a standoff. Fantastic.
Johnny Storm proves how he earned the Wonder Kid name in this classic bout against AJ Styles in his European debut. This jaw-dropping match from British Uprising 1 can be found on the FWA YouTube channel now. What can also be found is an exclusive interview with the FWA Head of Content, Alex Shane, about the exciting TV projects taking place over the coming months. Francesca Wood has more details.
Yes, in my interview with Alex Shane this week, we discussed the various TV projects that the FWA are currently involved in.
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few projects. I'm happy to speak openly about some of the things we have going on. Other things, I'm not sworn to secrecy, but the partners involved, not our partners, but the TV partners, want to remain sort of quiet. So I'll tell you some of the things we've got. We've been sending a lot of our guys on different shows. Spud recently just did Snog, Marry, Avoid, which is the biggest TV show on BBC Three. They loved him. You'll see Spud with a new haircut at some point shortly, which will be very interesting. There's a couple of other dating shows and things like that, basically through the Grapple Group and also the FWA. I've got quite a few media contacts. I've been approached, myself and Tony Simpson, about various TV projects for the guys where they'll be, so you'll see FWA wrestlers popping up all over the place. Some other guys already do things, they did the Bill and Casualty, but these were bit part roles. But you'll see a lot of our wrestlers, men and women, appearing on shows shortly. We've also just signed a TV deal in Japan. It's very minimal. It's on Samurai TV though. It's quite a big thing, but you'll see FWA on Samurai TV, and that will be building up. We're also going to be involved in a documentary series, which is on there's talks with a big channel. I can't say the production company. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. But I can't tell you the channel that's taken a real interest in it. But this is I think is probably the most interesting thing that we've got going on. And also there's a few other channels that have taken a look at what we do, like our stuff, and are interested in. One of them is like a reality. It's a reality show, but not like the first one I told you. It's about students breaking into the business, and so there's quite a few things like that. And of course there's the Adrenalise online channel launching soon too.
The full interview is extremely insightful and can be found on the FWA's YouTube channel now.
That's almost all the time we have for this edition of Frontline, but here's what you can expect to see on next week's show. As the coalition between the FWA and the XWA begins to take effect, we look at the massive changes this will mean for the UK scene. We have a big update on the FWA World title and a series of shocking developments that could change everything ahead of European Uprising. And we'll have more matches from the FWA's past and present, courtesy of online channel Adrenalise. Until then, however, I've been Len Davies, and you've been on The Front Line.
If you'd like to purchase any of the DVDs featured in this show, go to www.fwauk.com.
This is the resistance, and we need your help.